It's spraying time, so I'm going to be spraying these walls and ceilings with a bit of John O'Mac White with my little Graco sprayer. So let's show you that setup. So I'm going to be spraying this with this. So I've just put some paint in the tub there. I've thinned it down a bit just for a first mist coat, and then we'll get it in the sprayer and give it a coat. Really simple as that. We'll be using a 514 tip. So the 5 denotes the width of the fan pattern, so it's double the first number. So the first number is 5. That's going to double to give us a 10-inch fan pattern. And the 14 is a 14th thousandth of an inch on the orifice of the hole, which is there. So obviously the bigger the tip, or the bigger the orifice. So you're probably going to be spraying emulsion with something like a 514. You're going to be spraying thicker paint. Right, I'll stick you on my head and I'll show you a point of view of me using the sprayer. Right, let's get that little awkward corner first. Let's get in there. Right, just need a refill. And I'd say I'd probably put a 30% water in this first mist coat. So it's moving lovely through the filter. Right, so you can see how quick that is and how nice that comes out. I mean, to be honest, there's hardly any overspray at all with that. I've not even got a mask on. I know I should have, but obviously I'm talking, so I don't want to put a mask on. But there's hardly any bounce back or overspray there. So that ceiling is starting to dry now, and it just looks brilliant with one coat, one mist coat, not a brush mark or a roller mark in it. It just covers well, everything sits and lays lovely. So let's get on with these walls now. Okay, so that has all had a coat. So this whole room, let's just turn a tip there, put a little damp rag over the top there, just to stop it potentially drying out. So that whole room has had a coat of that, which I always think is the equivalent of at least 2 good rolls, really, the amount it puts on. And that's done in 10 minutes tops. That's took me just to do that. And you can see you've got none of that pulling in and out where you're putting on with a brush, but then you're sort of pulling out and you get the sort of streaks where the brush is not covered properly. So we'll let that dry. It's drying already. You can see that down there, it's starting to go. So when you spray, you come down and you pass over, you sort of give yourself like a 50% overlap for each time. So you don't want to create streaks by sort of missing, because what will happen as the fan pattern comes down, obviously the end of the fan patterns, it's going to be a little bit sort of lighter where it's fanning out. So as you come down, you need to be passing about 30, 40, maybe 50% over the next band, next band, next band. So don't sort of do random one up, come out, down, down. You've got to do it in a controlled manner, and that way you'll avoid any sort of streaking coming out. But anyway, let's leave that to dry for sort of 15-20 minutes. Windows open, there's a nice breeze, so that'll pick up nice. And then we'll give it another one, and that'll probably be it. I can't see it needing any more than that. Coat number 2. So once you have finished spraying, you want to pull your tape off as quick, not as quick as you can, there's no major rush for it, but just get it off before the paint dries. Otherwise the paint will dry across onto the tape, and then when you pull your tape off, there's a risk you could start pulling it back off the ceiling because it's formed a skin. So let's get it off a little bit of a mess at the start. That's it. And then just try and wrap it up on itself so you're not putting it everywhere else. It's only 10 to 10. I don't think I started spraying until way gone 9. Yeah, so you can see it's got lovely sharp edges. Dash can take a little bit longer to dry. You can see that line still wet because that's where I caulked along there, so it's not going to dry on the caulk as quick as it is obviously on the plaster. Just a little bit to wipe off up there. But yeah, that's beautiful. Really nice, sharp, clean, flat lines. So if any of you are thinking of getting into spraying and you think it's something you're going to want to do properly, my advice would be don't go for these budget sprayers. Don't buy anything that you might see on sort of Temu, Amazon, especially these handheld sprayers that are compatible with, you know, a Makita battery or a Bosch battery. These plastic things that they're selling for about 30 quid, they're absolute rubbish. Don't waste your money. I would say invest in a good sprayer. Don't go down the route. I only talk from experience. When I first sort of saw it happening and I thought, oh, it's something I'd like to get into, I went down the route of going on Facebook Marketplace and I bought a very cheap sort of fence sprayer, like a little Wagner thing, sort of thing you get in B&Q for like 60, 70 quid. And it was okay. It's probably all right for for a fence panel or stuff like that, but it's not really good for stuff like that. So do a bit of research. Go for something that's it's going to cost you a bit more, really. You know, you might be looking at sort of 350 upwards. So you've got your Wagners, which is a fine, that's a good make, and then you've got that make which is a Graco, which is, it's an American thing, and they are a better sprayer. They are sort of the industry standard for spraying that I can sort of see anyway for the stuff I watch. But they can go up from anything from that little thing there it was just over 1,000. But if you are doing it regularly, it sounds like a hell of a lot of money for this silly little thing. You do get 2 batteries with it, which is a bit of a bonus, I suppose. But it sounds like a lot of money, but if you're doing it, that'll earn you your money so quick. I mean, potentially I could go and do another job now. I'm going to be out of there by 12 and that's a bathroom painted. So if you imagine you're accumulating that over a course of a year, that £1,000 is it's nothing really. It's insignificant. So yeah, that would just be my advice. Don't sort of see a real cheap bargain and think, oh, that's what I'm going to go for, because if anything like me, within 2 or 3 months, you'll be upgrading to something new, and then that money's wasted. So save a few quid up, get a decent sprayer. And the good thing is, if you have got a good sprayer and it's in pretty good condition after you've used it, they're quite a good resale value again. You know, you'll get sort of a decent bit of money back for something like that. So well worth investing. So there's another job done now. All the paint's dried, mirror's back on the wall, door's back on. All looking nice now. It's come out lovely, that one.